Hey everybody, welcome back. So I got something really neat for you today, and it's a perfect day to try this out. This is the Remeat Magnesium Fire Starter Kit. Let's check it out. So if you've watched my channel for a while, you know I've evolved a long way when it came from using a Flint and Steel Rod. If you go back to some of my very older videos, I'm actually trying to start a fire with one of those mag bars with a little tiny ferro rod on it, and instead of sliding it down the rod, I'm like striking it like this. So I've come a long way, and I definitely appreciate having a ferro rod. And I'm at the point now where I'm extremely confident in using one. This one is a little different. It offers a bunch of little stuff with it. Some of it I like, some of it I'm not too crazy about. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, it does come with a light. And the way this was shipped, the light had been turned on and was dead. The batteries are dead. You can change the batteries. They are the tiny little watch-sized batteries. You do have to pull this out and then put a little double stick tape back in there. But you should be able to hold that for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and it should come on. However, it didn't. Now, is that a deal breaker to me? Not really, because I can change the batteries. I just wish they'd been a little more careful in shipping. It's shipped in this very nice leather pouch, and what happened was it got covered up and pushed in the box. Kind of a bummer. Not the end of the world, though. I kind of think to myself, this is a whole lot of stuff for just a ferro rod and a striker. However, there are some cool features on this. This does have a thermometer on top. It's in Celsius, so that's kind of a neat feature. It does work. It is accurate. It does have a compass in it, and believe it or not, the compass actually works. Most of these button compasses are usually pretty much junk, but it does work. East is the way it is pointing, that way. So it does work, so that's kind of handy too. I guess the wood would come in handy if you needed to use it to make some shavings for a fire. They do have some kind of weird blessed something or other on there. But anyway, all in all, it's a neat little kit. It does come with some decent chunk of paracord, nowhere near enough, but enough to get you through in an emergency, and a whistle, which is quite loud. So it does work. You will notice there is a striker slash bottle opener slash wrench slash measuring tool in millimeters. And over here in... Does that say kilometers? I don't think that's right. But regardless, this is your striker as well. And it is a very sharp edge on it, so you will get sparks from it. And it is a really good ferro rod. Gotta say, I'm impressed with the ferro rod. So let me show you how this all packs up while we're telling you a little about it. So let me pack this up and tell you all about it while we're packing it up and getting it ready to take outside and actually test starting a fire. This is a Flint and Steel Rod, okay? It's made of supposedly high-quality materials. I think the the ferro rod is actually a pretty decent ferro rod. You have your 7-core military-grade paracord on this here. It has a diameter of 0.20 inches and a pulling force of about 700 pounds and a length of about 78 inches. So that's pretty good for that little bit of paracord there. All in all, not bad. You do have the light, which unfortunately for us was dead battery when I got it. Compass, you have that, and it all packs up into a nice little kit like this. In the holster, which does have a belt loop, you will stick this in here, and that is how it got pushed. But you'll stick it in here normally like that, and I don't even know if I'm going to change the battery on it all in all. And you'll take your striker and put it in this little pocket here, and you can wear that on your belt. This is sewn shut, so it won't fall through. You can wear that on your belt and have a way to start a fire. A little bit heavy for a ferro rod. Me, I'm pretty minimalistic when I go out with bushcraft gear, but I think for somebody who's brand new, who maybe wants the security of having an extra light, an extra compass, way to look at the temperature, and having the ferro rod, which is a decent ferro rod, and a pretty good striker, it's the way to go. So what we're going to do, I got some tinder set up outside in one of my silverware strainer stoves I made, and we're going to try and start a fire with it and see how well it works. We're going to use a couple of different tinders to see how it lights up. And it is kind of warm out there, so let's get this going before it gets too late in the day. See you outside. Alright, so we're set up outside here, and I have my different types of tinder here. I tend to keep my tinder for carry in these old pill bottles if you find them. This is just some dryer lint, which we already have out here. This is my cotton balls with Vaseline on them. We're going to take one of those out and try it. We're just going to try it out with different tinder and see which one we like best. Then we're going to attempt to start the fire inside this little silverware strainer stove that I put together quite a while ago. So let's start off with our dryer lint and see how well that does. Now, to use this again, you're just going to unscrew it. Sorry for the shadows out here today. Alright. We're going to go down here. Is that in the camera? No, it is. There we go. Alright, now I want to get the sharp end of this, okay? There we go. So that's already going. That's pretty darn good. And like I said, it does put off a good spark. So I'm going to open this one up a little and see how we can do with a cotton ball with Vaseline on it. I got Vaseline all over this. Hopefully it doesn't mess up my... Ah, there. Right away that lit. You can tell that thing went up. So, definitely works very, very well. For those of you interested in this stove, I made this a while ago on the channel. I'll move it a little closer here. Very, very simple to make. You just get a silverware strainer, cut a hole out, put some bolts for feet. I did use the, I forget what this is, like strapping for water heaters to make a little thing with a bolt in the middle. You can just put that on top and use that as a pot holder. Or you can take tent stakes and stick them in there. Stick them in like that and use that as a pot holder too. So what we're going to do here is we're going to fire this up here. Let me move this back a little bit. We're going to see how this does with some fat wood and everything else on it. There we go. Get the fat wood going. And we're going to dump that in there. I just have that on a flat surface so I can put some sticks in here and get a fire going. Let's get that off there. There you go. It is very, very handy to have a flat kind of thing like that to start a fire with. You can just scrape it in. Unfortunately, I didn't get the all that in there, but that's no big deal. We got the fire going. So, all in all, pretty darn cool. It does what it's supposed to do. And if I need to signal for help, I can always use my whistle. And I always say, have a good whistle in your gear. I even have one that I carry on my everyday carry gear. It's a little titanium one. And it definitely is handy to have. One of the nice things about having a whistle is it allows you to signal for help without screaming or yelling. If you've ever been trapped somewhere in a situation where you're kind of stuck for hours on end, after yelling you're going to lose your voice. You may be injured. Yelling may be hard for you to do with your lungs, being crushed under something or under rubble. So always carry a whistle. It's just a handy way to get some signal. So let's let this burn out. Bring you back inside. I'll give you the price. And I think you're going to be shocked because the price is amazing on it. And we'll finish up the video. Alright, so we're back inside and you saw the thing works. I'm kind of conflicted because, while it's kind of gimmicky and had one thing on it that didn't work, I gotta say, everything else seemed to do its job. The whistle works. Fire starter works. Can't really complain. It is a bit on the heavy side, as opposed to, say, just a straight ferro rod like this. There. But it doesn't have a striker. This doesn't have a whistle. This doesn't have any of that. Now, could I put all this stuff on here? Sure. But, it gets bigger and bigger. It's also not as thick. This is a thinner ferro rod. And this is just one that I made a handle on and carry it around when I need it. But all in all, it's a cool little system. So while half of me is saying, it's gimmicky, you don't really need it, the other half is saying, you know what, it actually works, and it does have a useful bunch of paracord and a thermometer. So it does do what it's supposed to do. So I can't really complain about it all in all. Not only that, but check it out. This is the price. They are $7. $6.99. If worse came to worse, and you had to use this wood as kindling to start a fire, who cares? I mean, it's like $7. That's really not bad. And it does have a nice little pocket, belt loop there. Not the best sewing, as you can see. The stitching is kind of a little... But I got a feeling these are just mass-produced. And for the price, hey, you know what? Like I said, if it gets damaged, you know what? You can always get a new one. So, overall length is 5.5 inches. Diameter is 1.2 inches. The magnesium ferro rod is 4 inches, and the diameter of the rod itself is 0.4 inches. You have a nice little leather sheath, like I showed you. Not perfectly stitched, but it's utilitarian and it works. And all in all, it's a pretty neat thing. So for $7, you get yourself a decent little tool. Anyway, folks, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll leave it up to you if you want to pick one of those up or not. I don't really have a problem with it. I just think it's a little more weight than I'd want to carry. But all in all, hey, it does the job. Can't complain. So that is the Remeat Magnesium Buyer Starter Kit. Like I said, $7. The link will be down below if you want to check it out. I do have it in my Amazon store. Don't forget to check out our Amazon store for anything else that we reviewed on the channel. You know, I get a lot of people saying, hey, where'd you get that stove, or where'd you get that knife, or whatever. All you got to do is go to the Amazon store. I guarantee you it's in there. And if it's not, you'll see the link in the video below. Just like the previous video I did the other day where I put the link with it and a product that I used in the video so you guys could see where to buy it if you were interested. If I don't put a link somewhere, everybody asks me, where was that pocket knife? Where'd you get this? Where'd you get? So I always put a link for items that are used in the video. As for the stove that you saw outside, I can give you a link for that if you're interested, that little silverware strainer stove. But don't forget to check out the Amazon affiliate store. We have our freeze-dry wholesaler store. You guys know how food is getting, and I think come October, you know, maybe sooner, maybe the end of the summer, we're going to see some serious shortages. Now is the time to get stocked up on food. I could read you tons of news articles that most of you probably already read, but trust me, now is the time to get stocked up on food. And if you use my link with Freeze-Dried Wholesalers, you're going to save 15% just by clicking the link. Can't beat that. We have our My Patriot Supply link. You know what I consider that good for? It's preparewithiridium.com. Preparewithiridium.com. I find them to be very effective for the prepper who is watching this or any of my other videos going, oh man, I have nothing. What am I going to do? Go online, you get $150 off, you order a 3-month kit, get yourself started. Then you can go to the store and supplement it with canned chicken, canned beef, whatever, because some of the stuff doesn't have protein in it, so you'll probably want to add some stuff to it. But you at least have 3 months worth of food, and that's a good start too. They also have a 4-week kit for $50 off on the site. That's preparewithiridium.com. And lastly, our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store. Do not hesitate to check them out. Don't think you have to join anything or become a reseller or anything like that. You go there and you can order. You can just make a regular order. If you want to save some money, you can become a delivery customer and get a delivery every month automatically, or you can become a consultant and resell the food to your friends and family, or even save some money on your own orders. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.